This video this week is actually about Benefit Cosmetics, and there are 4 products, 2 that are brand new to me that I absolutely love, and 2 that I sort of have always been behind the scenes that I just sort of wanted to talk about and just sort of share my love for these 4 things. So if you're interested in finding out what those 4 cosmetic items are, then just continue to watch this video. So I just first of all want to say that, you know, with spring, now that it's spring, and summer around the corner, it's always nice to kind of have that lovely sun-kissed warmth about you, you know. Certainly when you are fair-skinned, like myself, it's even more important to kind of get that sort of like, you know, sort of warmth in your skin without, you know, basically drenching yourself with damaging UVA and UVB rays. And what I'm talking about is not self-tanner, it is bronzer. So every cosmetic line has been launching all their bronzers. There are some cult classics out there that people just continue to purchase, and then there's other ones that, you know, are the latest and greatest. Benefit's Hoola bronzer. And I just kind of thought, like, well, first of all, I've looked at it in the stores and didn't swatch it out, but I kind of thought, I don't know, it looks a little bit on the orangey side for me, and I have to be really, really careful with what kind of bronzers that I use because I'm so fair-skinned. So a lot of bronzers do look orange on me, and therefore they make me look kind of jaundiced, and that's not attractive. You know, and then other bronzers are like too cool or too dark for my fair skin, and then they make me look like I just basically put a streak of like dirt on my face, and some don't blend well. So I kind of have like a tall order when it comes to bronzers. This one I actually got as a gift from my mom, got it in a little benefit kit, and I was like, oh my god, because everybody talks about, there's 2 top-ended sort of bronzers, and Hoola is one of those 2 that everybody talks about. And you have to sort of stop and think, like, why is a cosmetic product a cult classic, i.e. that everybody blogs about it, everybody talks about it? Because it has to appeal to sort of a wide array of sort of skin colors and, you know, skin textures, and generally has to look good. And I love this Hoola bronzer. Typically, I've looked at it before, I just kind of thought, it looks a little warm. You know, again, I have to be a little cautious when it comes to kind of orangey looking sort of bronzers. But when you swatch it out, first of all, let me just say that it swatches out so beautifully. The texture of this pressed bronzer is like butter. It's like butter. It's fabulous. Anyways, and then when you kind of get it on your sort of pale skin, it just provides this sort of beautiful warmth about the skin without it looking ruddy or dirty or too orangey. And, you know, for me, I typically use a bronzer like a bronzer is intended to be used. I put it on the high points of my nose and my cheeks and my chin, you know, where the sun would generally hit it, to kind of warm up my face in the spring and summer. Some people use them as kind of contour items. I generally stick with contour powders for the contouring part of it. And you could also use this like for terracotta eyeshadow. I mean, there's a myriad of ways that you could use any of these pressed powders, these bronzers, but I generally like to use them for what's intended. I know it's just so singular of me to say that, but and use it as a bronzer. So I have it on today, and I just really, really love that it sort of just warms up, you know, especially someone like myself with such fair whitish complexion. It is just lovely, and I am a Hoola virgin no more. I love this. So if you've kind of sort of looked at it before, sort of orangey and maybe not too appealing for your fair skin, then take a look at it a second time. Like I said, I have it on. It just gives you a natural sort of warm glow on top of your makeup, and it's not too orangey. At least I don't find so. So yeah, check it out next time you're in Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada, or if you're in Sephora, and see what you think, because I'm sure that you will be pleasantly surprised by the Hoola bronzer. And just on a side note, in this little kit that I got as a gift from my mom, it also had called the What's Up. So this is another one of Benefit's products And this was just a little sample size, obviously, but how adorable. And what it is just this beautiful gold highlighter stick. So I'm just going to show it to you there. And it's really nice because typically, again, being so fair-skinned, I don't normally buy highlighters that are on the gold side. I buy them on the cool side. So they would tend to be more silvery and even maybe a little bit pink or a bluey based sort of cooler tones. I just thought that this What's Up was really, really cute for kind of highlighting the areas after you put your bronzer on. So yeah, I thought it gave the skin such a lovely sort of healthy sort of glow. So just as a side note, that was a nice thing to try. Again, I don't know if you're interested in trying sort of gold highlighters, but 'tis the season. So go out and check it out, swatch it out, see if you like it. The next product that I've never purchased before, seen it a few times, it's not widely talked about, which is strange. It's the Benefit Dandelion Shy Beam. So basically this is a highlighter with a low profile, says Benefit. And it is this beautiful sort of baby pink matte highlighter. Yes, I said matte highlighter. And so it has this really cute little application thing. It just looks basically like nail polish. And I'll just put it on the back of my hand and I'll just show you. So it goes on like this lovely sort of soft baby pink sort of, you know, liquidy cream texture, and then you just sort of lightly sort of buff it into the area, and it just gives a natural, and I do mean natural, highlight without any of the shimmer, without any of the mica, without any of the reflecting light. There's no disco ball effect here. It's wonderful. And I would highly recommend this for anybody that has hooded eyes, because as I will demonstrate, I have put this on just on my brow bone, and it has been a godsend, because if you have hooded eyes, you know that this area right here is not where you want to put like intense bright shimmer or mica, because this kind of will then hang over your natural lid and it just instantly ages you. But if you have Dandelion Shy Beam, you just give just a couple of little dots here just underneath your actual brow on the brow bone itself, and then you just kind of want to just take your ring finger and you just want to very, very, very lightly sort of almost like you're buffing it in, but just feather that all in, and you will see that it gives instant sort of highlighter to the actual brow bone, gives you that full open eye effect, but there is no shimmer on that at all. It is completely matte. I am like, where has this been all my life? I love it. I also have put it sort of in the center of my face after I put my makeup on, just to kind of, again, give it a sort of a nice youthful sort of highlight area here. In kind of an upside down sort of triangle. And then I just take my dampened beauty blender, and then I usually just buff this in so that it is just nicely blended and just gives that sort of really beautiful sort of nice matte baby pink sort of highlight to it, which I just think is like so youthful, and it's just so pretty for the spring and the summer. I'm like totally loving it. It's Dandelion Shy Beam. It's like my new bestie. It's my new best friend. So yeah, this is like amazing, amazing product. A little expensive, but I mean, it's a huge big bottle, and you can see you only need the smallest little drops to kind of blend that all in. And I think that's awesome, because I can't emphasize enough how putting like high intense shiner, if you have hooded eyes, it doesn't look good really on anybody. That's my personal opinion, but it just doesn't look good on anybody. I think it just ages people, and especially, you know, people with the hooded eyes, the dreaded hooded eyes. Okay, so the next two things I want to talk about are things that I have been using in sort of my makeup repertoire, and I've never talked about them. I didn't put them in a favorites or my tops or flops, or I just don't even talk about them. But I have to say, while doing this benefit sort of video, I thought they were worth just giving a shout out to again. And if if you're new to the San Francisco-based California cosmetic company of Benefit, then these are just suggestions of things that you should maybe look at or maybe take a second look at. So one of my all-time favorites is Lemonade by Benefit. I have had this, probably was one of the first or second Benefit products that I've ever purchased, which was back in my 20s. And funny story, because of course, you know, when you're sort of like leaving the teens, going into your 20s, you want to just be so much more mature. You know, you obviously probably have a job or a career, which I did. And so I just wanted to kind of buy that more expensive sort of makeup line, you know, so Benefit wasn't a drugstore price, and it just made me feel very professional and grown up. But like I said, one of the first or second products I bought was this Lemonade, which is a sort of eyelid concealer. You could probably put it on underneath your eyes as an under eye concealer as well. I've only just ever used it on my lids. It is a great sort of like an eyeshadow primer. It is this beautiful, creamy, soft, totally blendable sort of camouflage in a very, very, very sort of like banana yellow. You can see I've hit pan on it. This, I don't know how many times I've replaced. And you put it all over your lids if you haven't had kind of a full night's 8-hour sleep, which most of us don't get. And then it just, poof, it just instantly gives your eyes a pop. And it's so creamy and so nice. And it's so blendable. So you don't even have to worry about sort of the creases. You know, you put it on your eyelids and you blend it out. And you know, give it a minute to set. You can even set it with a little bit of setting spray or some powder, and you're good to just apply your eyeshadow directly on it. And what a beautiful bonus. It just covers kind of all the bluish sort of tinge to your eyelids and kind of gets it ready to receive your eyeshadow. So it's like total bonus. I absolutely love Lemonade. And then the last one was the Boi-ing Under Eye Concealer by Benefit. So this is a little twin pack. It's the very sort of light one, not quite as yellow as the Lemonade, so you might be able to see it. It's definitely sort of like a very, very sort of pale or fair, almost ivory color. And then this Boi-ing cream, under eye cream on top, and that one tends to be just sort of a little bit pinker. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this at all. Concealer, that's what it looks like when you swatch it out, and that's what it looks like on my hand. Yeah, you can't see it with the Lemonade. But anyways, what I often do, or where I use this, is I'll kind of take the two or a combination with a little concealer brush, and I like to kind of add the two together, and I like to go in just kind of where my tear duct and the side of my nose meets, because you know it's a little sort of like discolored in there, and it doesn't, you know, I don't directly apply eyeshadow directly there or my under eye concealer. So I take these and then I just kind of get in here, you know, and I just sort of get rid of any sort of discoloration that might exist there, you know, because of all the veins and stuff. And I just get in there and I just apply that there, and then usually put it on with the brush, or then kind of blend it in with my fingers. And again, it's just one of those tricks that you'll see that automatically just gives your eyes this instant pop, like you have had a full 8 hours sleep. And clearly, I'm all about that, because we're not all getting 8 hours sleep. If you are, well then kudos to you, because I am not. So those are the four sort of Benefit products. Really, my favorite is the Dandelion Shy Beam, just because it was totally unexpected. I had never used it before, didn't even know like what it was about, and now I absolutely love it. I wear it all the time, and it just gives such a beautiful sort of freshness and highlighting to your face without all that shimmer, and looks completely natural and completely matte. Beautiful. And then of course the Hoola bronzer, which is like, again, just even looking at it still, I am just mystified that this is not super orange on my skin, but yet it does not go on orange. It gives you that beautiful warmth about your face. Loving it. So I'm adding these two new products that I've never tried from Benefit to several that I already use. I hope this sort of gives you some suggestions or ideas, or maybe you're like, hey, I'm going to take a second look at that. Either way, check out Benefit. It's really, really a fun sort of makeup company. They do amazing products. Most of them are very high rated by customers, and they do packaging that's so on point. I think Benefit was the one who kind of made everybody else step up their sort of packaging game. At least that's how I feel. Anyways, I hope you really liked this video. It was short and sweet. If you haven't subscribed to my channel AbFab, then just hit the subscribe button, which is just down at the bottom of the screen. It doesn't cost you anything, and then you can come back week after week where we can talk about all things to do with makeup. I hope you guys all have an absolutely fabulous week, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!